See, y'all like to do a whole lot of talking. But right now, I want you to close your mouth and just listen, 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 listen. I'm from the NYC, roots dirt T, so I ain't different from you, and you ain't different from me. It's all about a.
Welcome, finally, to the pilot premiere episode of
Talk About It,
which we talk about everything that's relevant to hip hop culture.
So not just music though.
Not just music.
Not just music. Although music has to be a big part, right?
Oh, absolutely. Educating the new jacks, the new generation, like yourself.
So you're educating people like me.
Absolutely. On the hip hop culture. A lot of guests who are pioneers of the hip hop culture.
Not, right? Teachers then?
Absolutely, because they're gonna teach
here
you.
Here to school me.
Absolutely.
Here to school me in the art of hip hop. We have what is that? Doc Guys?
Yes.
Don't really know much about Doc Guys, but I looked him up on the Google. It says Legend of Hip Hop. They put that title with his name.
Well deserved. We'll be right back with the one and only Doc Ice.
Can't wait.
You say you call yourself a doctor, I said, listen, you better explain to me really what doctors must do.
You can't control me cause I chew ya, man. That's what my father told me.
Sonny boy will splash your ass faster than the flash with precision. Listen, like the Marley let it glisten.
How long should I give it to you? How long should I give it to you?
Open these man doors. I'm trying to feed mine. I help you feed yours.
If I get out, what else I'm gonna do? I don't know nothing else but hip-hop.
Ghetto baby, little mama, I wanna watch you shake it all night long.
I'm your baby.
Ghetto baby, little mama.
So we finally have you here. Doc Ice. I've never met you before. I've heard your music before. Recently, actually, had to learn about you. I did the searching. I hit the streets. And by hit the streets, I mean I called my uncles. They all knew about you. They all said a lot about you. And apparently, one thing I didn't know, and I want to ask you about this. So after 30 years, you're back on the charts. How's that feel?
Wow. After 30 years being back on the charts, I had a conversation on the phone with a friend of mine from California, and he said it like this. He said, it's like 30 years ago, somebody just shot you with a burst of joy. And he said,
wow.
You missed that joy for 30 years. And 30 years later, they shot you with that same joy again. And now you remembering what it feels like, so you're overwhelmed. So it's overwhelming. It's a great feeling. I can't express it. It's like I'm back on the slide going, wee, just enjoying, being at that position.
So would you say life is like chutes and ladders right now?
Definitely like chutes and ladders, with no question. I mean, and I'm on the top of the ladder right now, and it is a great, great feeling.
All right, look out for those chutes.
Yes, sir.
And not only that, you're back. Even though I know you never went nowhere, it's more of the business part of the way this game works. But to be back, and to be back sounding, I'm gonna say quote unquote back, sounding so up to date, to be on the Jane the Virgin soundtrack, reaching a whole new audience, an audience that, because the way I look at it is we have Obamacare, the Affordable Health Care Act, and hip hop needed to see a doctor.
Oh, yes.
So the doctor is back. And the doctor is back with Jane the Virgin, Ghetto Baby.
Yes.
Now, you know me, old school. Don't like the N-word, don't like the cursing. You're going to have to explain to me, what is a Ghetto Baby? What's that about?
Well, plain and simple, first I have to give credit to Hi-Fi Entertainment, my man, Gary Lefkowitz. He came to me with the idea through my business partner, Mike DeBarge. We actually sat down together, and they brought the title to me, Ghetto Baby. And I sat and tried to figure out what was the best way for me to, bring light to this title.
Right.
So in writing the song, it turned out to be a ghetto baby being a sophisticated, educated woman from the ghetto.
I'll talk about it.
Who is not afraid of her ghetto heritage, which molded her to be the type of woman that she is. She can be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, a police officer, a judge. She's every man's dream, you know. So for me, you know, we did this song to celebrate women of that understanding that come from the ghetto but have molded themselves to become something great from the hood.
See, I can get with that. What you did just now, extremely successful, versus what a lot of rappers saying that they use the N-word to take the power away from it. No, what you just did took that negativity away from ghetto,
right,
or sophisticated. I'm from the, I may have come from here, but this is where I'm at. And the song is hot. The song is hot when I'm telling, I'm old school / true school, and he's new school. We both heard it. My kids heard it. I love it, and they like it.
Right.
See, that's some Michael Jackson stuff right there, where both generations like it.
Yeah.
So, hey, congrats, and on that.
And I say what I feel that I've been trying to do, and the blessing of being called, you know, Doc Ice in this industry. I stay in the lab. I'm always writing. One thing I try not to do is I try not to wear too many hats. So it's my goal to stay on my lyrical content, you know, because I'm a writer. And in the writing of this song, it was a thing for me to figure out how can I bridge the gap through the music and not sound dated, not sound like I'm crying about something, you know, mad because I didn't get something, because there's a lot of things we could talk about in that, right?
Right,
but
right, exactly.
The goal for me was to not get jaded by not being, you know, successful across the board, because I was, like we call it, riding the pine. So as the music was happening, I was just watching, seeing what was going on. And like I said, through Premier Entertainment, you know, we came across Hi-Fi and got this song Ghetto Baby, produced by Mike Rogers, which was the track was amazing to me. When I heard it moved me to really get into the writing of it. And you know, at the end of the day, you know, we knew it was a hit. It's just going to that old school tactic of continuing to push, continuing to work it, continuing to, you know, see who was gonna not be afraid to play this record and, you know, get it to the masses. And unfortunately, Jane the Virgin was a great, you know, feat for us.
And it definitely got to be a hot song that the CW thought it was good enough and marketable enough to put on their Trine network, the network where all the viewers have disposable income.
Yes.
So they need to use some of that disposable income and head over to iTunes and start downloading that.
Hello, Ghetto Baby.
And support the doctor.
That's right,
you know?
that's right, because the doctor will see you soon. But definitely we appreciated being the only song to play on that version, on that episode. So for us, it really brought a lot of light, and we're really appreciative of the CW for showing us that love.
Listen when I'm talking to you. Listen when I'm speaking to you. Listen when I'm talking to you. Listen when I'm speaking to you. Listen when I'm talking to you. Listen when I'm speaking to you. Listen when I'm talking to you. Listen when I'm speaking.